Hello, folks. We are continuing our journey through the top 15 topics that I have found through my research by studying LinkedIn job descriptions as their importance of how they're important in the DevOps and SRE interviews. And I picked top 15 topics because there are just too many, right? But just so let me first of all, let me do the view, make the view larger so you can see better, which I forgot to do in my last video. Anyway, so as you can see here, there are 15 topics. They're sorted. That means the ones at the top, like cloud, CI/CD, and performance, are more important than the ones at the top, like Dockers or Docker containers or system design. That's just based on data. However, I would not put Docker or containers that low in the list, but that's my intuition. I don't want to confuse my intuition with the data that I have based on LinkedIn's research. Okay, moving on to today's question topic. Today we're going to talk about observability or performance. It is number three, which is, I was surprised by that because I didn't think that should be that high in the list, but it is based on data. So today's question on that topic has to do with the tool Grafana. The question is, how would you configure Grafana to monitor performance of your microservices-based architecture? So this question is a little bit misleading, so I will talk about that in just a second. But before I get to the answer, though, I would like to remind you, Floyd Spencer is my career coach. He's been for years, and he's giving away his 1 hour session for free to anybody who is interested. He's passionate about helping, especially young people, so please sign up. I am not affiliated with him financially, so it doesn't do me any. I don't get any advantage just because you sign up. So he's a wonderful person and very effective. So please talk to him. Okay, so now this topic of Grafana, we could talk for hours, literally hours. This is a broad topic. But the question is really a little bit misleading because it's saying, hey, how would you use Grafana to monitor your microservices? So you see, the thing is, it doesn't even matter what you're really monitoring because the setup of Grafana is almost identical no matter what you're monitoring, because all that's different is how the data comes into play to Grafana, right? So let's get into the meat of the answer. First of all, you have to figure out what are you going to use to collect the data. Nowadays, the most widely used is Prometheus. You should really watch a video or two about that because that's widely used in many companies. But there are many others like InfluxDB, Elasticsearch, Graphite, many others, right? But you just have to grab data from your microservices through Prometheus, which could be just running as a sidebar, as a side container. But that part is almost irrelevant because that's just the data, the tooling for the getting the data. Grafana doesn't care how the data is coming into it. So once you have the data coming in, well, before you can get the data coming in, you have to define what's called a data source. So if let's say that you were using Grafana, Prometheus as your data source, that's what you can configure in the Grafana's interface, so it knows where to get the data from. Once data is coming into your Grafana infrastructure, you then have to figure out your dashboard. There are many different widgets and gadgets and tools in Grafana for you to make the dashboards happen. Again, we could talk about it for a couple of hours easy. But one of the main one is you could say you could use a key metric for time series graph or service health or what have you, but that's a whole different topic and conversations. But the point is, once you have the data coming in, you have to figure out how you're going to have those data displayed into your Grafana dashboard. Once you have that, then you should be thinking about alerting. Now, just because you have monitoring data, it doesn't do you any good if you're not in front of the computer looking at it. So Grafana allows you to configure alerts based on whatever's happening with the data. Maybe it's dropping, maybe the health checks are failing, or maybe the CPU is too high, what have you. It could be literally thousands of different configurations, but you decide what alerts you want to know about, and then you send the alert to another alerting tool like PagerDuty or Slack or what have you, right? So that's the structure of thinking that you have to have in your head if you're asked about how you're going to figure out Grafana setup for your infrastructure. I hope this content is useful to you. If it is, please don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next video.